Hello, this is Helen Love, and this is the glaze room. We're going to do a demonstration on how to apply glazes to some tea bowls here. So, first of all, hygiene. Wear an apron because some of the glaze substances are unhealthy, so keep it off your clothes. Second thing is your pottery needs to be whisked at 1000 degrees before you glaze it, and dusted and clean. The third thing to think about is how to stop it from sticking to the kiln shelf, like it in this example here, where the foot rings have stuck. If you look at these bowls, that's what happened, because the bottoms have not been wiped, or there's been too much glaze near the bottom and it's run down. So we really want to avoid that. Ruin your bowls, ruin my kiln shelves. Okay, so one good way to avoid that is to wax the bottoms. You can do the wax, or you can just wipe them clean with a sponge after you've glazed. Just show you how to wax one. So we'll take this to the wax pot. So this has been on. It's set at a low heat, and there's not that much wax needed in it, but you just paint this on carefully. Try not to drip any wax on the pot, the body of the pot, because it will create a naked spot in your glaze. So just carefully cover the foot in wax. This will stop the glaze sticking to this part. You'll still need to give it a little sponge as well though. Right, as well as just the foot, you want to go a little bit down on the inside, a few millimeters. In case the glaze runs a little bit. And the same on the outside. Go all the way around. If you haven't got a wax pot, you can use a microwave and a Pyrex dish or jug to melt the wax. The wax I'm using here, I'll just show you, microcrystalline pellets. You can also buy cold wax that you can paint on. It doesn't need melted. Okay, I'm all the way around now. Checking I haven't missed a spot. Okay, I'm happy with that. There's also a microwave you can melt the wax in here. Okay. Right, got some bowls ready. So first of all, it's really important. Oh, here's a foot ring. You can see how that bit wasn't glazed. Okay. Really important to stir your glaze. If you look carefully, I think you can see there's water sitting on the top of that. So it means the glaze ingredients have sunk down. You need to stir it every time you dip in it. And not just round and round, but getting all the gunk up from the bottom. Okay. If you don't, you're just applying half a glaze, because half of the glaze is sunk to the bottom. So I'm going to do a two-part dip. I'll take this by the top, hold it tight, and we'll go in quite fast, up to the rim, and then quickly out the first bit, because I don't want that too thick, and let it be a bit slower for the last bit. That means the bit near the bottom is thinner. Right, I have to stand here for a minute and just let that dry before I can handle it with my other hand. It's drying quite quickly. Right, I can handle that now without making any marks with my fingers. So I'm going to do the inside. For that, I need a jug. There we go, jug. I'm going to dip, and I think I will just fill it right up to the line I've made here. Just swirl it a little bit round, and then try and get that out without too much mess. There. Oops, if you've got a drip, you have to just swirl it. Keep swirling it. Missed a tiny bit there. Okay. So, now this needs the bottom done. Just waiting for the rim to dry so I can turn it around. Oh no, I'll just hold it. Okay. So one way to do the bottom is to use a slip trailer like this. Another way is just to use a paintbrush. Right. And there's a little bit of glaze on that wax there. I'll just take that off. Okay. So next, we're going to do a complete dip using the tongs. This is another way of doing it. And take this, grab it by the tongs. See, there's teeth on them. Get a good grip and completely submerge your pot and drip it off. See, it's completely done. I'll lay that there for a second, and where the tongs have left a mark, I'm just going to patch that while it's still damp. Okay, that's another one. Okay, that should have been drying that way up. That's better. Now, I'll show you how to do it if you haven't got much glaze. So far we used a great big tub This is just a little tub with not much glaze. Give it a good stir. That was a Celadon and this is a Tin Mocha Black. I'll show you them when they come out the kiln at the end. So I'm giving this a good stir. This hasn't been stirred previous to filming, so it's taking a bit more work. Right, normally you do the inside first if it's going to be different from the outside. So I'll show you how to do that. Right, little pot here. Pour my glaze in. Swirl it right around. It's pouring out as I go. And I didn't achieve that very neatly. I've got some on the outside, so I'm going to have to sponge that. Taking off the glaze that got on the outside. In actual fact, I think I'm going to use the same glaze on the outside anyway. So I don't need to worry too much about that. Okay, here goes. Make sure it's well stirred. And we just pour it over a bowl here. A little bit more. And all the stuff that's run into the bowl can just be saved. I'll show you that in a second. Paint the bottom. Right. Use dry hands on the dry glaze. And I will put that there. And this is how to save your glaze. Use a rubber kidney or a spatula. Put the glaze back in the pot. Pretty much zero waste. Okay. Now I'm going to put another layer of glaze on top of this one. So another method we haven't gone into yet is painting. I'm going to paint some green on top of this Tomoko. I think I want a smaller brush, maybe this one. So I'll just paint some marks. quite thick. Okay, that will do. So just sponge any of the glaze off the wax, and then it's ready to go on the shelf. So if you follow me, this goes on the glaze shelf. Up here we've got the bisque shelf. This is also a bisque shelf. This is for 1220 glazes. This is actually, yeah, that is a 1220 glaze. And then if it's anything else, you need to put a little note on it, on what temperature it should fire to. And then it goes, that's it waiting for me to put it in the kiln. And I'll put it either in the gas kiln or an electric kiln like this. Okay. Right, there's one last thing you mustn't forget. And that's washing up. So everything, all the brushes you've used, all the bowls you've used, tongs, and washed up. Okay?